Oh dear.
Oh dear.
How are you feeling about today?
This is the one that I've been quite excited for, actually.
I'm not, I feel a bit sick. But it was a long time ago.
It was. So today we are talking about catfishing.
And I haven't got the business catfish story.
She has, so I'm going to start with mine so that we can finish on a wild one, but hold on to your knickers and your underpants because it's...
And your titties.
And your titties and your balls and whatever because it's weird.
Yeah.
My catfishing story, because I was catfished as well, of course, was a girl called Lisa Underwood. Don't think she exists, but you and
Lisa Underwood.
If you are, please come forward and just tell me who you are. I'm not even angry anymore. I'm practically married. I've got a kid. I've got an house. I don't care. Just tell me who you are. 'Cause it bothered me. Really done my head in.
If you're somebody that knows me from somewhere else, just come clean.
Yeah, just come clean. I don't even care. So yeah, she was called Lisa Underwood, and she would. At the time, I was going to Sheffield University, but I'd travel, so I'd get up at like 4:30 in the morning, and she'd be on the phone to me from the minute I woke up to my first lecture, to as soon as I'd finished uni, back home, So I said to her, it started that she was talking to my sister, and I messaged this girl to say, my sister said she's talking to you, but please don't mess her about and stuff because this, that and the other. And she was like, oh no, I'm just being a friend and blah, 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 blah. Later on, she was like, I've questioned my sexuality for a while, and I was like, I have, but I've not told anybody at this point. So it was pretty risky telling a stranger that anyway.
Yeah.
So it went like that. And then I said, oh, do you want to meet up? And she was like, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. I was like, okay. So she would meet up in town and we'll go for drinks. And she's like, yeah, cool. Day before, she messages me and she goes, I'm really, really sorry. I went out with my friends last night and I broke my ankle. And I was like, oh no, you okay? Oh no, you okay? And she said, yeah, but I'm going to have to rearrange.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, okay. And she was like, what about next weekend? And I was like, no, next week I'm decorating. And she was like, well, I'll come and help you decorate. Or what, with a broken leg? She went, well, I'll just sit on a chair
and watch.
And I was like, well,
that's quite nice.
You can do, we'll get a takeaway, whatever, and you sit there while I decorate in my dirty overalls. And then the day that it was meant to happen, so I dolled myself up a little bit, so I could look like I'd effortlessly look like that. She rang me crying, my grandma's just died.
Oh dear.
And I was like, oh no. And she was like, yeah.
Damn grandma's caused so much trouble.
I was like, oh, that's so awful for you.
Yeah.
Say, week after it was Dad's birthday and she'd forgot about it, and I thought, you know, you're taking piss now. So she told me that she worked at Weatherspoons in Castleford called the Four Seasons, or something to do with seasons.
So it would have either been Weatherspoons or I can't remember what it's called. The main one in Cass, Glassblower.
What's other Weatherspoons called? They all have a name.
Winter Scene.
But Winter Scene, because I know it's something to do with the season.
Yeah, Winter Scene.
So I said, oh, do you know what? It's so weird. My grandparents are going to go to Castleford this week because they're getting some new blinds fitted, so they're going to look at some...
Well, did you just go dinner out?
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah.
Nana on her way over?
No, she wasn't on her way over.
Right.
I knew she was lying to me. I'm not an idiot. So she said, all right. I went, it's the winter scene that you're working in. And she said, yeah. And I was like, oh, I'll ask my grandma and granddad to come and say hello to you when they get there. I've spoke about you before and they'd love to meet you. She went, oh, I'm not working this weekend. And I went, oh, what a shame.
Well, you're free to meet me then.
Hello, winter scene. I was like, can I speak to Lisa? I went, Lisa who? And I went, Underwood. They went, what does she look like? I went, we should know if she works there. And I went, there isn't anyone here called Lisa Underwood. I went, Lisa something else, because she went by two names. And I went, there's no one here called Lisa.
So just no staff called Lisa.
So I was like, that's fine, that's all I wanted to know. Later that day, I met my friend Leanne, and I've been friends with Leanne for 25 years, since kids. And she said, I've got something to tell you, Rachel, but I don't want you to judge me. And I was like, what? And she was like, I think I'm into women. And I went, oh, that's so funny, so am I. I've been speaking to this kid.
We're into women!
speaking to this girl called, I can't remember what she said. I went, all right. I went, I've been speaking to this girl, but I think she's lying to me about something. So she had this girl on loudspeaker, and she was like, I'm just at my mate's.
Wait, a different name?
Different name.
Yeah.
Same voice.
Right.
And she went, I'm just at my mate so-and-so, Rachel's. And she went, all right, blah, blah, blah. And I went,
Voice.
yeah. And she was like, and I went, so I rang Lisa. I went, hi, Lisa. I went, how long you been dating Leanne for then? She put the phone down. And I should have gone in with that.
No, but you did right.
Yeah. And then,
you should have warmed her up a bit though, shouldn't you? I know what you mean.
I should have got more out of her. And then she blocked me. And then we went to our other friends that lived near Leanne.
She's a cheeky minx, this Lisa, isn't she?
And she was talking to that girl as well.
And she's got to be from over at Casway to know
she had
that pub.
She had the accent.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone from Castleford.
No, that's what I mean.
But our friend Katie, who she was also talking to, was from Cass, but she supported Castleford Tigers and we're over in
So
Castleford
she used
a lot.
to rugby on that,
Yeah, so I don't know if that's
where
how
it materialised.
But she had me going for about 6 weeks, and I know it's not a long time, but when you've
It is
opened
though,
up
isn't
to
it?
someone,
When you're like speaking to someone every day,
Yeah.
6 weeks is a long time.
and I told like my best friend, and I'd not come out yet properly, but do you know, it was, and at the time I just thought I felt like a right mug, but then it kind of a good thing, because then I thought, well, I'm just going to come out so I don't have to sneak about and all this stuff.
I get that.
But yeah, so that was mine. And Lisa, I'm telling you, I won't be angry. Just tell me.
Yeah, we just want to know who you are now.
It's just curiosity. Don't let me die not knowing who you are.
Yeah, and even if it's just a quick message to say, "Oh my God, it was me."
It's me.
Sorry.
And I'm like, good joke, good joke, good joke.
Right, you're gonna ask me to move on now, aren't you?
I am.
Right, so I feel a bit sweaty, a bit nervous, and my feet stink. I'm sorry. And do you know where you pointed out that you weren't an idiot?
Yeah.
I was an idiot. Like a massive idiot. So I just had my birthday, I did a birthday party, and then on my actual birthday, which was like 3 days after my birthday party, I got this ad on Facebook. Like, oh, he's got 1,200 friends with me. Like mutual friends, he's got 1,200 friends with me. I knew I'd been in town on Saturday, so I thought maybe it's somebody I dropped on Saturday, but I was wasted. It was my birthday party.
Yeah.
I was wasted. So that's where I thought this connection had come from. So I added, and we were texting back and forth. No shady, just standard, normal talk. Told me what his name was. For the purpose of this tape, we're going to call him Craig Doyle, just to try and protect us a little bit. But I do hope he hears it all, and I do hope any bird that's been near him in the last 6 years hears it, because it's just brilliant. So Craig Doyle got in touch with me. Messaging, everything seemed fine, he seemed relatively normal, told me his name was Craig Doyle, it was from, I can't remember what it's called, it's near Bramley, but it's nice, and it begins with C. And it has a village pubs in it.
I can only really think of Pudsey, but that's not
I'll Google it and caption it anyway.
Yeah.
So he was from this really nice area, he'd been to university, it was some kind of sports analysis thing, and he worked in a place in Leeds. I googled it, it was a real place. He had a partner called Sarah and a daughter. Sarah took off with one of his mates and he'd caught him cheating, all that shebang. Alright. So this went on for a couple of weeks with Craig Doyle. And then I met Craig Doyle. So me and Craig went out for a coffee.
Stop saying his name because you're going to say the wrong word.
I know. So me and him went out for a coffee. Me and him went out for a coffee, seemed totally normal, give me a little bit of a background. He told me his dad were rich, right? But initially, I thought rich, like, comfortable.
Yeah.
Anybody's rich compared to me.
Like, you don't have to walk around supermarkets and
Yeah. You don't have to put money aside to get to work for petrol all month, that kind of thing. So to me, rich is comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh no. He blew this one way out the water. So at the time, his dad was working in Dubai. He lived in Dubai. He had an helicopter.
His dad did, or he did?
His dad had an helicopter, and he just sold this old life about who had this great life. They had loads of money. He didn't. Oh, another one which I'll add in. So when I was going through his Facebook, because you do your snooping back, his mum had died previously to meeting me. So there were all this love from people I knew. Right? Can we just point out that everybody that were on this Facebook were people that lived in my local town?
Was his name his actual name?
No, but we'll get to that. So from people I knew, everybody were like, oh, I'm sorry to hear about your mum, blah, 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 blah. So he then told me that his mum had passed away and it was really emotional, all that kind of stuff. And then it were little things like he said to me once that he'd got a friend to set him up a phone contract and he needed to wait for the money to come from his dad, so could I give him the money? So I gave him the money, he did pay me it back, but shit like this were happening all the time.
Yeah.
I just need some money until I've spoken to my dad, can you help me out? Now I know what he were doing, he were robbing Peter to pay Paul, because he had that many people on hook with this, moving money about. But at the time, I genuinely thought, oh well, why would somebody lie to me?
But you wouldn't anything that you're saying now, even though it sounds far-fetched,
Crazy in my head, yeah.
When you're in that situation, you wouldn't think that they'd have any reason to, because in my head I'd be thinking, well, I'm going to meet your dad, so I'm going to know if that's true, so why would you lie to me?
Because you'd get caught out. But, how could you lie to me when we've got 1,200 mutual friends?
Yeah, exactly.
You're clearly real,
yeah.
And I've met him at this point as well. But he took me out on the, most amazing trips. We went, I know the one that I spoke about in the previous episode, but it took me, not far, but, we went to Blackpool, but it wasn't just a B&B in Blackpool, it was a beautiful hotel, and then he, planned loads of stuff. And I think a lot of it, because he wasn't very good looking, and his teeth were fucked. Let's get it in, his teeth were totally fucked, and he looked fuck all like his profile pictures. Let's just add that one in as well. He just had this big pot belly, and he used to walk with his ass out and his teeth. He just wasn't pretty at all.
Sounds beautiful.
But I think I found him exciting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd been in such a stale relationship for such a long time that all of a sudden there was this bloke who was getting me in the car and driving me off and taking me here, there and everywhere, surprising me, turning up with tiny gifts. So this went on for a couple of months. And then I saw his driver's licence. And his driver's licence said the first same name, but a different surname.
Right.
And we'll say Lerner rhymes with learner. So I questioned it and I says, why does it say learner on your driver's licence? Oh, it's because when I was born, my mum and dad worked together, so I took my mum's name, which is plausible because I did say.
And to think of something that quick on the spot as well.
Yeah, so which sounded really plausible to me because I weren't given my dad's name.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it could be right, and it could be that he'd got back in touch with his dad years after and decided he wanted to then be a Doyle. There was nothing about it that made me think, oh, that's odd.
Did he have the same date of birth?
Yeah, no. Do you know what? I didn't even check it. But we'll get to the date of birth. I'd just seen the name. Now thinking about it, a normal person would have.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh, why does it say learner? Right, it's out. Why does it and you're like, oh, that load of shit. Alright, fair enough. And then it got to a point where he was saying things like, oh, I've just seen these jeans. Do you mind if I order them on your account? Yeah, no bother. Again, this old trusting yes man business, shooting me in the ass. Yeah, no bother. And then as the time went on, the lies started to unravel. So we were going on holiday together, just camping.
Yeah.
And he says, before we go away, I need you to come away with me. Come out for tea with me. Right, fine. Took me out for tea. We only went to TGI Fridays, but it was really nice and we had a nice time. And he says, there's something I need to tell you. Right. I've been lying to you. Right. Yeah, I'm not 29, I'm a little bit older. Right, so when were you born? 83. Make sure we're quite a bit older, but is that the only thing we're lying about? So at the time I'd have been, so now, 83, he'll be 41, 42 nearly.
Yeah.
So at the time he'll have been maybe 35, 35, 36-ish. So that had gone on. And I'm like, is that the only thing you're lying about? Yeah, it's only that, I promise. And I went, right, it's not that bad. We can move on from it. Idiot one. Right? But I did what I did at the time. It's done.
Yeah, and not only that, it is just an age thing, isn't it? Men tend to be a little bit emotionally immature and
I'd have never known, by looking at him, I'd have never ever known that he was 7 year old.
So when they are older, they're more on par.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they're less intelligent, I'm saying emotionally.
Yeah, but I'd have never known. I'd never ever known.
Yeah.
Had he not told me. So he told me this and goes on his holiday next day. Horrible holiday. One of my best friends was there with all the kids. All that went on. We got home and his friend had died. And he used to go to this pub and this girl had died. And he was doing all this fundraising for her and like it was all over Facebook about this girl dying. He went to a funeral and then he went to a funeral, rang me and said, I've broken my hand. Can I come to yours? So like this was the night time.
Yeah.
He came to mine. I took him to the hospital the next day. We got back in mine and I went, just tell me what you've done. And this was my first flag. Instead of just telling me what he'd done, he lost his shit and kicked a McDonald's sausage McMuffin around my living room. Do you know, just in rage. There were fucking ketchup all on walls. Honest to God, and it was just pure rage. And I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Do you know, that kind of thing? And then he doodled off and I didn't see him for a couple of days. And then he'd get back in touch and he'd be like, I'm really sorry, it was just an emotional thing. All right, fair enough. Again, idiot. All right, fair enough, come back.
Stop calling yourself an idiot because it's not on you.
We've not even woken up yet.
I know, but it's not on you, is it?
No.
When you're in something and you care about someone, you want to believe it.
Yeah. So then the lies started like unravelling a little bit. So initially, first he got a new job with a security company, quite a well-known security company in Leeds, which it just makes me smile every time I see it signs because I'm dying to get a can of paint and just write Craig Doyle all over him. Do you know what I mean? So he got this job, and I was talking to somebody else about him, and they went, "Oh, he works at Wicks's Kitchens, doesn't he?" I went, "No, he works for this security company." No, he don't. I've been told by somebody who knows him really well that he works for Wicks's Kitchens.
Why even like that job though?
Well, he'd made out that he was this sports analysis first, didn't he? And then he'd like had to dumb it down and tell me he'd gone into security.
Right. Okay.
Do you know, as the lies had started to unravel? It turned out he did work in security, but prior to that, he worked at Wicks's Kitchens.
Right. Okay.
Right? But he had 2 cars, did this kid. He'd turn up in a different car all the time, all that kind of stuff. But then he started like asking me for money, but not like that, like with the dad thing. So can you just lend me that and I'll get you it back? And initially we're coming back.
Yeah.
And then, oh, that one's 30 quid short now. Oh, I know I owe you 50 quid, I'll get you it next week. And it kind of went like that then, and it just started dwindling down. The more he lent, the less he'd give me back.
Yeah.
And that went on for a while. And then he turned up at my work just as our lives were unravelling and proposed to me. With a ring that I bought, by the way, which I found out later.
What do you mean?
So he bought it on my credit card, which I found out later.
Oh my God.
But he turned up at my work on a Sunday and we were going to a festival that night with my friends. So he turned up with this ring, did the old down on the one knee. Will you marry me?
Where were you working?
In a pub. In Ploughing.
Oh
in
God.
Woking
How romantic.
Oh, it was so bad. But you know what I'm like? I were in a corner.
Yeah.
And I'm going, get up, get up, get up. He's going, just tell me. I went, yes, get up. Right? So he got home. Like, yay! I'm like, I need to get out of it. So I just jumped in car. I went, I'll meet you later at that festival. Went home, got changed. And then when he came over to get the taxi, there were like me, Selena, Gemma in, and then various other people.
Yeah.
He went, where's your ring? I went, oh, I'm just wearing it on other hand until I've spoken to my friends, because don't you think it needs to come from me? So I'm wearing this ring on my hand. We got to this festival and Gemma was like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, get in the toilet. Me, Gemma, Selena, all sat in a potty toilet with a bottle of wine just pissing ourselves, working out how I could get out of this. And everybody were like, just tell
Did you
him.
not want to be with him?
I'd not found everything out at this point. I definitely didn't want to marry him.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't want to marry him. But I'm just a yes woman.
You are a yes
And
woman.
I hate it because I know in that instance I should have gone, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, just get up.
You got better at saying no.
Oh yeah, I've learned, haven't I?
Yeah.
So anyway, that happened. What else happened? The Pocklington where he put a pie in the air. That happened.
When you bought your ring from your credit card, did you get your credit card statement through, or did you find out?
Well, I looked on my credit card statement when I realised that there was money disappearing.
And how much?
And
were
I'd
it? How
paid-
much were it?
She only 250 quid. So it were a proper bit of cheap tat on wrong hand.
But it was your money.
But it was my money. But when I looked at my credit card statements, I'd been paying for an awful lot.
What, was he doing it without your knowledge?
Yeah, he was logging. He wasn't just my credit card, so it wasn't a great deal on my credit card. But what he was doing, he was using my store cards for some stuff. He was like really like thingying it out,
spreading it out so that
yeah.
it didn't seem
so I didn't feel it
yeah.
immediately, and so these statements were coming through and saying you owe this much, you owe that much, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? I owe all this money. So that happened, and then around that time is when it totally blew up. Like, this guy was just a no-mark from nowhere. He'd just had so many women on hook. He'd just been robbing from so many women.
At the same time as you?
Yeah. Sarah didn't exist. It was actually somebody. Let me go into when I met his daughter. So my mate Gemma were like, there's something not right here. Do you know, like all the time?
Yeah.
She says, I get it because it's exciting, but there's something just not sitting right here.
Dodgy.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, what are you going to buy? You text me over places. We're good. So he then admitted that Sarah were actually called out done that to protect Sarah. So,
His daughter?
yeah, no, the
Anna,
wife,
right.
the girlfriend. So anyway, it turned out some random bird in who he was still with. He'd left on the Saturday. The following Saturday, bear in mind, I'm not aware of it. I'm thinking he's been single forever.
Yeah.
The following Saturday, he brought his daughter to meet me at a pub. There were me, my friend, this girl came in, and I'm like, are you alright? She's like, yeah.
How old was she?
About 10, 11.
I'd be scared that my kid were going to dog me in for starting.
Well, she did, totally.
Oh.
Totally, I'm getting there. And I went, so you're just talking, how's your mum? Yeah. She's a bit pissed off, like, my dad only left last week. Boom! That was the first one. So, his attitude towards me changed, like there was a pork pie thing. Another night he turned up at mine absolutely steaming drunk and were trying to put on my windows through, so I had to let him in. Do you know what I mean? There was just a real shift. As I started finding out who he was, it went from being this lovely, like, chivalrous man to just being a nasty piece of work.
It's basically gaslighting.
He's unravelling, isn't it?
Yeah, because
He's
it knows
unravelling.
that you're picking up on these things.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not even your
So,
because he knows that you're finding these things out, he's panicking and he's deflecting.
Unravelling, man. And then at Christmas,
How did he get out of? Did you not question him? You left your partner.
Oh yeah, he admitted it. He admitted at that point. He basically said, oh yeah, we haven't been split up for long. It won't work. It won't work, Kane.
We won't take well before we actually.
I've been on soap for about the last 6 months. You know that shit.
We'd had our relationship with Dead in the Water long before we physically separated.
We were just together for the kids.
Yeah.
All that shit. But I fell for it. Now I probably wouldn't, but back then I felt, oh, alright then, it's okay.
When you're deep in though, you
Yeah, you don't know, do you? Honest to God, people were saying stuff to me, and I was like, what are you talking about?
I know it's not funny, this story, but Tony did tell me that she bought him a plaque with his name on for Leeds United.
Yeah, just get it in.
We are going to do an episode where we are going to go and find this person's name that doesn't exist.
On the plaque?
Just for fun.
Yeah. Just for fun. What else went on? So we got quite nice. Oh, Christmas. So we've rolled around to Christmas now at this point. And he says, do you mind having my daughter? Because I've got my Christmas due. Oh, yeah, no problem. But all night, I'd had my pal, Selena, on FaceTime. And we'd both been having a drink, you know, either side at FaceTime.
I do enjoy some of them nights where you just FaceTime pissed.
But she were with her new chap, and they were going, ask her this, ask her that. So I just and I know this is awful, but I just interrogated this 10-year-old.
No, but you'd need to, well, not need to, but you'd...
Yeah. A granddad didn't work in Dubai. He was far from fucking rich. He lived in a council bungalow in the middle of Leeds, and he worked in a local fucking supermarket.
Which supermarket?
Not the A one, not the T one.
The L one.
Other one.
S one. Or M.
M1, right. So we worked in a local supermarket making pies. So we didn't have
fucking
it didn't have any fancy property or any of that.
Or did it sell any pork pies?
Well, I'm assuming he just made them for the supermarket, so he didn't technically pork pie. Oh, I get it now. Tell him pork pie.
No, I meant because he put a pork pie in your head. But
Oh, it works.
yeah,
We've got
three ways
numerous
there.
ways. So so it just got really, really thing. But I totally interrogated this girl. His mum was dead. She was lying kicking somewhere, doing her own thing. He'd been separated from his missus way after we'd got together.
I can't cope with people not lying about.
He'd never been to uni. He'd never worked as a sports analyst. He did work at Wix's Kitchens. The 2 cars he were driving about were company cars. It just unravelled, like totally unravelled. His name wasn't right, his date of birth wasn't right. I'd introduced him to all my people. One of my friends proper fell out with me because of it. And I get it, because I'd been the same if the shoe were on the other foot, because her children had been on holiday with him and we didn't even know who he was.
But that's not your fault.
I know it's not, but I get it. I do get that anger for it.
I wouldn't be pleased if he'd been on holiday with Orla, but I wouldn't have fallen out with you for it because you were just as much a victim as anyone.
And it was wild, like. But all sorts happened. Then his stepsister picked me up one day and took me wedding dress shopping.
Give up. Stop.
Oh my god, some of the stuff I'm sharing now I've never shared before. But yeah, she took me wedding dress shopping and I told her I didn't have the money for it, so she bought me it. Right, honest to God. So I had this wedding dress in a box for a wedding that I was never going to turn up to.
Did you have any intention of marrying him?
No.
No, you just...
I just felt like I had to say yes to everything. Honest to God, that's where I was. It was so weird. And she bought me this wedding dress and I was saying, no, I can't afford it. It don't matter. We've only come for a bit of fun. Do you know, like,
yeah.
No. You looked beautiful. Here you go.
This is a gift from me to you.
So that went to his dad's for safekeeping, which I'm bugging glad about. And then, like I say, it was just unravelling. And then after Christmas, Gemma, you're a little bit to blame for this, but I thank you. We'd gone out for somebody's birthday in Leeds, and Gemma, at this point, just really wasn't feeling him.
Yeah.
He's a dickhead. Get away from him.
Right.
Why can't you see what's going on? Everybody thinks you're an idiot. Do you know, that kind of stuff? And I get that as well.
Yeah.
And we'd gone out, and she went, did you ever get in touch with that bird he saw before you? I went, oh no. She went, let's do that.
I like you, Gemma.
You like Gemma? She went, let's do that. So we got in touch with this. I can't remember what she's called, but this is nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
So we got in touch with this bird, and Gemma just said, look, my mate's seeing
Craig Lerner.
I'm not re-recording it, that's it.
No, we'll send it as it is.
I'll just send it as it is or bleep it out because I don't do it all again. You fucking numpty.
Well, it's done now,
Oh,
isn't it?
well, he's a prick.
He's a
Everyone
prick.
go fucking find him.
Find him. Fuck you. Right. So, she was like, let's ring her. So we found her on Facebook. Bear in mind, we totally ruined my friend's birthday because of it. Because we were just so hyper-focused
Just
on getting
vision.
drunk and finding this woman that we might as well have not been there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, might as well have not been there. So we found her, and Gemma's on phone to her, she's going, hey, my mate's just started seeing Craig Lerner.
I'm still trying to call it.
Craig Lerner. What about him? And this bird just uploaded, she was like, he's a thief, he's a liar, he's not who you think he is, la 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 la. Honest to God, it were insane. It were literally my story.
Yeah.
Literally my story. And then I even told her stuff she didn't know.
Yeah.
So, like, the man not being dead, she thought that were real because she were actually living at the time.
Or that is saying that happened.
So I told her that wasn't true. I told her there were no money. I told her that they all lived on council estates, which there's no wrong with that. I live on a council estate, but I'm not lying and saying I live in a massive house.
Yeah.
I told him that they all had like really medial jobs. There was just nothing glamorous about this family like he'd sold.
Yeah.
To a point where he didn't actually have a pot to piss in. And he really didn't, because when I looked at money he took off me, it was thousands. I'm not talking a couple of £100. I'm talking thousands upon thousands of pounds. It slowly stifled off me through accounts and stuff. It was
How long
crazy.
were you living for?
9 months.
Thousands and
That were it.
thousands.
Yeah. So anyway, this happened on this night, and he actually had Zach in his care at the time. So
been drinking. Me and Gemma had been winding each other up. I'm gonna fucking ring him.
Oh God, remember. Okay.
Craig, I've heard all about you. What do you mean? You're a lying fat bastard. That's what I mean. Gemma like this, chucking it back round. Get out of the fucking house, you prick! Gemma on phone to my mum, honest to God. It was going, right, I'm going. She went, don't get upset, Tony. I'll deal with it. So Gemma's been my friend since we were kids, so we know each other's parents and stuff. So she rings my mum, she says, he's kicking off, you need to get down to Tony's and get Zach. Right, mum, straight down, picked Zach up, kicked him out, locked my doors. Right, honest to God. This guy is insane, and he did not leave me alone. Like, at all. After that, he did not leave me alone. He turned up at my house. I actually think he was sleeping with my next door neighbour. Oh, did you hear that with your teeth then?
No.
I like chopped him. It hurt. Right. I actually think he was sleeping with my next door neighbour. I'm in house this particular day and we were done. Like done.
Yeah.
I'd actually started speaking to Connor at this point. And I heard all this commotion outside and you fucking bitch. And when I went into my back garden, he was in next door's neighbour's garden and she had like that bamboo. I was looking if you had it, but you hadn't. Do you know like that bamboo thingy? Like separating us because we didn't get on. I thought she would have couldn't. So she put all this shit bamboo up to thing it, and he was just ripping it down, right? Honest to God, ripping it down. I'm going down. The police are gonna come. So I'm saying, get in mine. I'll book you a taxi. Stop it. She's screaming out at window at him. He's banging on the door. I honestly think there was something going on, but I don't care.
Yeah.
So I got him in my house, and I'm going to calm the fuck down. The police are going to come. And he just erupted. And we walked into my dining room and I had a vase in the middle with some flowers on, and he just went like that. There was glass everywhere. He was dragging stuff off my walls. Honest to God, our Zach were in as well. So I said to Zach, get upstairs. I walked upstairs, caught police, and I'm not one for that. And I'm really not. But get the fuck out of my house. You're scaring the kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And police came and lifted him, but he still didn't leave me alone.
So how did it end up that it just stopped then?
I'd got a letter through to my property about his taxes. He owed government some money for tax, and I just give it to Connor and went, deal with that. So Connor put a phone call in and Chris.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm assuming it were along lines of, listen, if I hear your name or see anything with your name on again, I'm gonna beat the living shit out of you.
Oh right, a little get away from my missus.
And then he's not been in touch since.
Wow.
And that's me just going through it. I bet if I really thought about it, like that week thingy went Pocklington. So I'd gone back to, just to brief if nobody's seen it, he took me to Pocklington for a weekend, which I found out later that I'd paid for. And while we were sat with a group, he decided to report pie in my hair and just embarrass the life out of me. Then he nearly got fucking shit kicked out of him outside the pub. He then threw my phone and somebody defended me. So afterwards, I went driving round, to see if I could find him because we were miles away. And he messaged me. And he'd done, and it was so cringe. He managed to get into this Italian, and they'd give him some bread dough. And he meant, I will find it. It'll still be on my iCloud. It's got to be. And he'd moulded the bread dough. I'm not kidding.
No.
I'm proper not kidding. Moulded the bread dough into sorry. And he really made me cringe. So then I realised where he went. I went, get the fuck in this car now. I got him in car, took him back to the thing, and he was just, honest to God, he was just crazy. He was jumping out of the car while I was driving it, running across road, just a liability.
Guys, I for the Netflix documentary.
I hope so. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Funny. I've already thingied up. So what we're talking about is because I've already knackered it.
I knew she was going to at some point. That's why I kept warning her to not say the name. But
Kristen is in Leeds.
You don't need protecting. He's an arsehole. But
yeah, we were just wild. But it made me think I was wild. Because I'd blown my top. I'd get that full that I'd blow up, and then I walk crazy one.
I know what you mean. But none of that is your fault. And you've said, I haven't ever gone into full detail. I will on the podcast because this, that, and the other. But none of that makes you stupid. you buy into a person, like if you buy into a person when you first meet them, you think you're everything that I want, but then try and make excuses for them.
It just makes me feel gross now. We found a picture of him when we were taking piss overweight. Let me see if I can find it. Shall I just go all out and show it to camera?
No.
Are you sure?
No, because I don't know if we'll get it.
Just
don't get it.
I don't get it.
But,
I don't get it. It says who he works for as well. I probably should know that.
but whatever.
I hope you're doing very well at 42 with fuck all money in a fucking shitty job.
And if any of you women are out there and you're currently going through this, please get in touch.
Yes!
Please get in touch.
Let's start something! Right, people who know Chris, there's loads on my Facebook because we were all mutual friends. People who have heard, guys, get in touch. Let's
Please
make
get in touch.
this a campaign.
And if any of yous know who is with now, please pass on this detail and we can, because I don't want this to happen to other women.
Let's
it's not fair.
blacklist this bastard.
Yeah, and even though it's not as serious, if anyone knows Lisa Underwood,
We need to find Lisa.
let's just have another episode where we can just.
And on top of that, if you think you can beat the catfish story, send that in as well.
Yeah, because we'll definitely do a part 2.
Good one, that wasn't it?
Good one.
I'm a bit sweaty and a bit nervous.
You are, so
I'm
let's
alright.
have a
Let's have a
breather.
breather.
Right, thanks guys.
Bye.